up? It's Cinema Shogun here, and it looks like Gabby Petito's parents are trying to get a hold of Brian Laundrie's notebook. In fact, this whole recent lawsuit, according to these lawyers, it's not necessarily about the money that they're suing for. It's about getting access to this notebook. A lot of us have been wondering, did the Petitos get a chance to look at this? Did the FBI show them this? The answer is no. All they know is what we know. That supposedly there was an admission that he killed Gabby within this notebook. The parents have not seen the note. They have not seen the letters. They have not looked through the notebook. They haven't seen the artwork he drew in there. None of that. They have no idea what's in this notebook. They have not been granted access to it. And now it looks like Brian Laundrie's parents are trying to stop them from getting access to it. Now, as you all already know, there are two separate lawsuits against Brian Laundrie's parents right now. And Bertolino has made comments before basically saying this lawsuit will get them nowhere. All they will get is a piece of paper confirming that Brian Laundrie killed their daughter. But now Stephen Bertolino says that Petito's parents are likely to have filed the latest lawsuit in hope of gaining possession of the notebook found with Brian Laundrie's body. So this second lawsuit they filed, Bertolino, this is the Laundrie's own lawyer, says that he thinks this is just an attempt to get the notebook. Now, lawyers for both sides are working on that issue right now. So as we speak, there's negotiations going on between Bertolino and Gabby's lawyers trying to figure out the schematics of this and if the Petitos will get access to this notebook. I'm also wondering, will they settle out of court? You know, if the Laundries hand over this notebook, maybe the Petitos will no longer sue them. I've said from the beginning that I never thought this was about the money. Don't get me wrong. Money wouldn't hurt anyone, especially when you have to unexpectedly bury your child. I know they could use some money, but I never thought that this was about money in the first place. I thought it was about making the Laundries face up for what they did, making the Laundries have to go face to face with the Petitos. That's what I thought this was about. And now we're finding out it's also about getting access to this notebook. Now, Riley said he is confident his clients will secure that material. This is one of Gabby Petito's lawyers, and he's saying he is confident that they will get Brian Laundrie's notebook. We will eventually get Brian Laundrie's notebook and writings. Now, another lawyer for Brian Laundrie's estate says that he has no idea why this is even happening, and he thinks this case will be thrown out, yada, yada, yada. So what we have now here is a battle over the notebook. A battle over the notebook. And it's funny to me, well, not funny in like a ha-ha funny, but funny in like, oh, okay, I see how it is type of way, that Brian Laundrie's parents are still trying to block access from this notebook. What is in Brian Laundrie's notebook? Of course, we know there's an admission in there that he killed Gabby. Okay, but let's take it one step further. Is there something in that notebook that could implicate his parents? Is there something in that notebook that could incriminate his parents? Did he write writings in that notebook about how his parents were going to try to help him get out of the country? Did he write in that notebook when he told his parents that he killed Gabby? There's so much stuff that could be in this notebook that we don't know about yet. And I feel like that's the final piece to this puzzle. This Gabby Petito story was probably one of the craziest stories I've ever seen. It's had a lot of twists. It's been a whirlwind. And I think the closure that everyone is looking for, be it Gabby Petito's parents and the people who've invested themselves in this case, is contained in Brian Laundrie's notebook. It's the last piece of the puzzle. I think if the world, and if at the very least Gabby Petito's parents got a hold of this notebook, then maybe they could find peace within themselves. You know, it's weird knowing that, put yourself in their position. You just lost your daughter to someone you thought loved them. And you know that there's a book out there that explains all of this stuff. You know there's a book out there from your child's murderer who, in that book, admits her murder, and maybe there's all these other details within that book. You're not going to sleep right at night knowing that that's out there and you don't know what's inside. Now, I'll acknowledge that I believe the Petitos looking through this notebook is going to be one of the most difficult things they've ever had to do, besides losing their daughter. It's going to reopen all of those old wounds that have barely even healed. You know, I hope that they have a solid support base behind them if they do get access to this notebook, because it's going to be difficult. However, knowing that that's out there has to be equally difficult. Waking up every morning knowing there's just this notebook sitting at the Laundrie's house, or sitting in at the FBI department, or whatever, wherever it's at, containing all of this information. So we're going to start seeing this battle for the notebook. That's what this whole case is about. That's what these lawsuits are about. It's not about $30,000. It's about what's in that notebook. And I want to know from you all, what do you think is in this notebook? We know that there's an admission to what he did in the notebook. But what else could be in here? What is the Laundries hiding? You know, what are they hiding? Their son killed Gabby. Everyone knows their son killed Gabby. We even know that he admitted to killing Gabby in this notebook. So what is there left to hide? There's obviously some other secrets within this notebook. Maybe admissions to doing other things. Maybe some things that can incriminate other people. You name it. But for some reason, the Laundries once again are pulling a scumbag move, and they're trying to block the Petitos from finding out more details about the death of their daughter. This is how this case began, and this is how this case will end, with the Laundries once again trying to block access to information about the Petito's daughter. But I want to know your thoughts down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you on the next video.